Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry, I don't know if I said 5:55 or 4:50. I think I said 5:55, but I am live right now. Uh, yeah. So here's a really cool super snow with the white or the yellow paradox on the side. That's a very sought after thing, is the paradoxing. Uh, Fortunately, it's a male, and it is 66% het eclipse. So it has a 66% chance of being het eclipse. A lot of people get confused on that with the same with like the bloodlines and things like that. When you're talking about recessive genes, it's the percentage of chance. When you're talking about like a tangerine or, you know, fascio crosses, the subspecies crosses and stuff like that, it's a percentage of blood that it actually has. He doesn't have 66% eclipse blood. He is a 66% chance that he will be het eclipse. So that is something we're going to be testing this guy this year. Uh, 2018. I think a couple days ago I put that the live stream was January of 2017. I'll have to fix that if that's what I did. But yeah, we are in 2018. It's a great start to the year. Everything's going just wonderful. I have fixed the problem with the female incubator with those THG incubation cups. They're all hole punched around the sides. So what I went ahead and did was I just took some of the heavy duty shipping tape that I use and I taped up all the holes. So that's something really cool. And I went ahead and put a link to my website in the description this time. So if you guys are having any questions about stuff, a lot of times I won't see it pop up on the stream just because it goes so fast. Like, I mean, it pops up with your comment and then it's gone in, you know, about 1 or 2 seconds it's gone. So if I'm not looking at the camera, which of course I'm going ahead, I'm cleaning all these tubs. So that's something else. 2 days ago when we did the stream was you can see what it takes to clean gecko racks. Right now, I'm double downing on time by putting the white tub on the scale. So when I put the gecko in the tub, I have zeroed out the scale to have the tub's weight included, which makes it, you know, that much more efficient on my time cleaning all these geckos. So 1.5 racks, approximately 36 geckos, took an hour and 45 minutes to clean 2 days ago. So now we're going to go through a hatchling rack, which is 3 across, and let me count how many high. 13 high, so that is 39 tubs, and then a half rack of 12. So there we go with 51 geckos we're going to be cleaning tonight. I've tried to charge up my phone. I don't know if I'm going to run through 59 or 51. Something like that. It's going to be more geckos tonight than last time. So this is a yearling gecko. We're going to go ahead and hit on to the next. You know, and this is great, these streams, because you can see all the different kinds of animals that there are. And you can see how long it takes to actually have a collection. So what is that? What did I say? 39 and 12, 51 plus 36. So 87 geckos is what we are capable of. Of course, some of those are going to be wheeler eye and the Russian frog-eyed geckos, which are geckos that I don't typically show. I don't show the Russians just because they're not a touching animal. They're a display animal. So they do not like anybody touching them. They'll drop their tails. And that's just the way it goes. But I did get some beef last time about people saying, oh, well, you're talking so much during this that, you know, it's probably faster to clean than what you're actually doing. But, I mean, if you look at how long it's taken me to clean I'm writing down their weights, going through, documenting them on video, which you don't have to do every time. I mean, you can get through without doing that. But roughly, you're gonna have like, with just under 100 geckos, you're gonna have about, you know, 8 to 10 hours of cleaning a week. So what's nice about having so many racks is you can do the half racks and a whole rack, do one half and one whole on like Monday and Tuesday, and then Friday and Saturday do, or yeah, so you do Monday, do the half and a whole, Tuesday do a half and a whole, and then like Friday do a half and a whole, and Saturday do a half and a whole, and then start all over the next week. And that's what you do. This is a male Mac Eclipse. He's pretty yellow and very lean like his daddy and his uncle. And fast. So I do document all my animals when I go through cleaning, just because that's something that I like to do. I don't know. I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm doing graphs and all kinds of stuff on the growth rates of brumation versus just solid heat. Oh, wait, I gotta zero out the scale. Versus solid heat. Brumation, they don't gain weight as fast. Like these first two that I just showed are yearlings and about 40 grams. This guy is not, this guy's 6 months and he's 30 grams. So, you know, they don't grow as fast when you brumate. But I have noticed that when you get to their second season, which would make them all either 18 months or 24 months, so when they're a year and a half to 2 years, when they should be breeding, they produce a whole lot better. If I'm talking too fast, just go ahead, and if you've got a question about something, like I said, if I don't see it, you can always message me on my website. I've got a contact form. If you're a breeder or if you're just starting out breeding, we do have a link. Oh. Yep, that is the tape that held the cricket tubs together. I got crickets from Rainbow, along with some other things. Hornworms, super worms, the cleaner beetles. But like I was saying, if you're a new breeder, or if you've been breeding a long time, you probably already have heard about late night Leos. We are either going to keep late night Leos the way it is, or we're going to morph it into Faunavault, which was another radio show we had planned before that didn't take off. But now there's a whole lot more interest in a variety of animals. Like before, people got mad when I had frogs or tarantulas or ball pythons on late night Leos because they just wanted to see leopard geckos. But this year it seems like there's a lot more drive to have a diversified radio show. So this is a possible marble eye. He might just be a het, but he's got that nice, you know, the pi symbol on his head. Used to be a lot darker and more solid when he was younger, but that's the way it goes. Yeah, so if you guys want to be on that, go ahead and fill out the form and let me know. And we'll get you going on that. Right now it's just 30 minutes, maybe 45 if we push it. But once you get past 30 minutes, there's no collars, there's nothing like that. And you don't necessarily have to take collars. That's just up to you. Here's a nice male. This is from the giant clear-eyed eclipse project. This is the male for that project. Like I showed you guys the female in the last stream. This male is going to be breeding to those females, and hopefully we'll get some nice. But Hang on one second, guys, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I don't know, if I get any more of these interruptions like this tonight, then we might cut the stream short. But I don't even know where I was with that conversation. So yeah, he is a Het for Eclipse from the Clear-Eyed Eclipse project. I took a perfect, pure Clear-Eyed Eclipse, crossed it to my pure Supergiant female. So this will also test what outcrossing to non-eclipse animals is going to do for our project. That's something I don't know yet. Whether or not it'll create solid-eyed or snake-eyed or... Come here, buddy. Gonna be like that to me. So I don't know what kind of pigment it's going to throw. But whatever it is, it should be pretty cool. So here's a Mac Eclipse I've just got hanging out here. He's not a breeder, not anything like that. I guess a backup breeder is what you would call it. But nothing that I've really paired up with anything. So, I mean, it's always nice to have backup breeders, and it's not a bad looking gecko, so I guess it can stay hanging out. I mean, nobody's wanted to buy him, so really cool coloring on it. A lot of yellow and lavender on a Mac Eclipse. That's pretty cool. Solid black eyes. Got some striping going on. Jungle-y striping pattern. Cool, but, you know. I'm always open to offers on any of the animals that I show also. That's like... Most of the things are... we can negotiate on. So, yeah, Late Night Leos. I'm really excited for the 2018 season of that, or Fauna Vault, whichever one we decide to kick off with. It'll be fun to get back on the radio. Only did a couple of shows in 2017 just because that's how it worked out. Okay, we're going to give you 5 since you didn't eat everything last time. Do you have any Blazing Blizzards? No. Not at the moment. No Blazing Blizzards. I got Murphy Patternless though. And I'm going to have a whole lot more this year. We just did the Supergiant Tremper Murphy Patternless pairing. So that's going to be a lot of fun. My female, she's not even really a Supergiant. She throws all Supergiant babies. Of course, here's one from the Melanistic Project. he is incubated at 93, so you could see how strong that melanistic gene is with that. And just to show you, you see the white where it should be white on the tail? I mean, it's like dark gray. So we should get a lot of cool stuff from this guy this year. I mean, he's just really cool. And a male at that, so. I mean, such a high incubation temperature and getting such a dark animal, it's really rare. A lot of even like the Black Knights, they're like a dark gray. I mean, the hypo and the tangerine isn't helping him at all. But, you know, what can you do? Do you have a website? Yeah, it's in the description. I threw it down in there because on Tuesday, was it Tuesday? No, Thursday. Was it Thursday we did our stream? One of those days. Everybody was really interested in that. So, yeah, I do have a website. It's in the description. You could sign up for the radio show if you're a new or experienced breeder. And I can answer any questions that you might have. Because a lot of times I won't see your questions here that well. They go by pretty fast. Here's another really cool. So reverse stripe eclipse, possible snow. And this extra black dot on the side of his head is actually a paradox spot. So that would be really cool if I could get some the yellow paradoxine and the black paradoxine. But the yellow is the cooler, I guess you would call it. The cooler paradoxine because it's so rare. I just got my notepad all wet. And he is a male. And he's actually for sale if any of you guys want him. I can't ship until weather warms up, but I do have to cut back on a lot of my geckos. So, let me know if you're interested. We can work something out. Maybe even a reduced price if I breed him this year to my stuff. And I do breeder loans. Breeder loans are very interesting because I've got so many geckos and so many projects that I don't breed everything every year. So what I like to do is loan out animals to people or even give animals to people with the understanding that I get half of the babies or whatever pick of the babies that I want, especially if it's like project end goals. But that's something that I do offer for new breeders and even experienced breeders. I've got a lot of friends that have been breeding for, 10, 15, 20 years, and they do breeder loans with me both ways. I take special animals that they just don't have room for, but they want to keep the projects going. So that's always an option. I'm all about giving everybody a fair shake for as far as projects go. I've got a really aggressive Enigma here. Oh, come on, buddy. There you go. This is a blood emerine Enigma. He's also one that doesn't necessarily breed a whole lot. But he's got some really nice colors. Really nice looking animal. I've had a lot of bad experiences with the Enigmas. I don't recommend it unless you're an experienced breeder that, you know, has time to deal with the Enigma syndrome and stuff like that. But this guy doesn't do a whole lot of spinning, but he is very aggressive and territorial of his tub. So definitely if you're doing any kind of breeding with him, I would incubate for male, first of all, because male Enigmas deal with it a lot better. Females get stressed out and have issues when breeding. So, I mean, you're talking about most of the year dealing with issues from each Enigma female while they're ovulating, breeding, and laying eggs. But, you know, some people like the darker colors, some people like the males because they're incubated higher and they provide richer, more vibrant colors. So that's all just something you have to think about when you're purchasing animals or doing anything like that. And this is one guy that I would consider doing a breeder loan with. If I find an experienced breeder that has, I mean, dealt with Enigma before, just because he's a blood emerine Enigma. That would be a really cool project. I mean, if you've got anything super snow female that you would breed to it, I think he's possible head eclipse. So if you had a super snow eclipse female, you'd get black holes, all kinds of cool stuff like that. Now here's coming up is one of my favorite projects that I got this year. It's a firewater. That's a hot gecko tangerine that is a rainwater albino. So basically it's a tangerine rainwater. But the tangerine bloodline is what makes it very special. Because it's a very rare one. How do you know he's a possible head eclipse? What are the signs? Genetics, pairings. It would be a head eclipse to a head eclipse, so he would be 66% chance of being het for eclipse himself. So what that means is both parents were het eclipse. So that would be, you know, that's when you would go ahead and test something out. And that would mean testing him to an eclipse. Like I said, a super snow eclipse. So if you get eclipses, automatically, hallelujah, you can upgrade his label to being het for eclipse. If you don't get any eclipses, all the babies will be het eclipse, but then he is still possible het eclipse. There's nothing you can do until you prove him out. If it goes on and on and on and you never get an eclipse, like say you hatch out 100 babies, you don't get an eclipse ever from breeding him to a visual, then that would be the safe time to demote him to being not het for eclipse. And that is also very, very good for people that have marble eyes. Marble eye is another eye pigment mutation. It's not, as far as we know, associated with eclipse. It gives a marbling pigment. It's a black pigment. There's a couple variations of marble eye, but they're all exactly marble eye. There's nothing genetically different about them. But that would be something that you would be able to start breeding the blood emerine Enigma to a marble eye, which would be, you know, insane. I don't think anybody's doing Enigma to marble eyes yet. So that would be cool. So that's something to think about for the future. I mean, I've got quite a few marble eyes, so I wouldn't mind seeing what happens with that. But marble eye is not really a project that a lot of people are into. And here is the male firewater. He's a little thin. I just got him this year, so he'll probably not be breeding in 2018 because he's not putting on weight very well. Just because everybody's ovulating and it's breeding season, it gets a little sketchy when you pull in new animals at this time, especially adults. So he eats a little bit, so it's not like I have to worry about him having any problems as far as parasites or anything like that. But he doesn't eat enough. He lets his superworms die. But the thing is like there's two things to look for. If they're eating a lot and they look like this, then it's bad. If they're not eating anything and they look like this, it's bad. But if they're eating like, you know, one superworm a week or something like that, just, I mean, without force feeding or anything like that, that's just what he does on his own, then you can chalk it up to, I got him right at breeding season, everybody's ovulating, he smells everything, so he doesn't want to eat, he wants to breed, but he can't because he's way too thin. And a lot of times, males will get the same, they'll go off feeding just like a female will, which makes things complicated because then of course you're contradicting yourself and saying that only females go off feeding, and it's, each gecko is going to be gecko specific. And here we have the same thing with this. He has gone off feeding. He only ate 2 superworms. So what do we have here? Old Snow, Het Eclipse. So this guy is my new blood for the Total Eclipse project. If I get around to breeding more of them. He won't be breeding this year just because of his tail and his weight, and I just got him. So I'm not able to do a 90-day quarantine unless I get a female that ovulates late. Like say one starts ovulating in April, like starts. Or I've got one that's still ovulating in April and I haven't bred her yet. If he's doing good and he's pumped up and all of that, then I'll be able to breed him. But if he's not, then it's no big deal, because he was purchased kind of as a breeder loan to bring in new blood for the Total Eclipse stuff. He's Bold Snow Het for Eclipse. And you can tell by the way he's dragging his tail that he is smelling all the females and he wants to breed. And so he's not going to eat until he gets a female. But that just starts a whole cycle of continuing to not eat. So, we'll see how it goes. Come on, buddy. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and switch my gloves because we're going to go to another rack now. Kind of bouncing around. Switch my gloves. Use some hand sanitizer. Oh, I got a cut on my finger. You know when you've got a cut and you use hand sanitizer and it's just like, oh, my world is falling apart. Yeah, that's me right now. I should do a video on the anoles sometime. Those guys are so cool. I got a bunch of feeder, B-grade lizard, feeder lizards. They all came as anoles. I was hoping for a couple of house geckos, but What can you do? But they're so cool. They're like those little compies from Jurassic Park. Just hopping around and eating crickets when you throw them in. And I mean, they don't do those little sounds that they do, but it's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the next set. And it's pretty cool. I put some organic grass seed in their terrarium just to give the crickets and stuff somewhere to hide, because those guys are just crazy. Oh yes, now this female, wait for the scale to zero out. This female is one of my favorite projects. This is a pure gem snow female, ready to breed. She'll be a lot of fun this year. Hopefully I'll get a pretty large collection of these going, or a colony, I guess I would say. Really nice lavender coloring. I mean, for an adult gecko to keep that coloring, she is almost 2 years old. So she didn't breed last year just because I was waiting for, gosh, I got cocoa fiber down my glove. I was waiting for 2018 to really pump out the gem snows. I had done a lot of gem snow, het raptor, and white and yellow gem snow, and clear-eyed eclipse gem snow stuff in previous years, testing out my pure gem snow female from Steve Sykes. And I mean, Steve's got some great animals. If you've got enough money, then I definitely would consider recommending him. Or I would recommend him. I wouldn't consider it, I'd just do it. Hey, Shrek Praise? Is that really your channel's name? What kind of videos you got? Sounds like fun. Yeah, so definitely Steve Sykes. If you've got the dough, I mean, you can get some really high quality stuff. The gem snow breeder that I got from him, she never lost her colors. Always black, gray, and white. Kind of like what this girl's doing. She's got that like creamy white and holding her lavender. That's from the. Oh jeez. Okay, so first we're gonna do the male. Here's a breeder bin I've got set up. No, don't you mate with me. Come on, buddy. This is cool. Yeah, it'd be great to see your leopard gecko videos. No, I do not breed lemon frost. I get asked that all the time. I've been against lemon frost since the beginning. They have so many issues that it's crazy. And I mean, people talked so much crap because I would not do the lemon frost and I was so against it. But I mean, look at it now. I mean, they've got tumors, all kinds of crazy stuff. People are saying there's neural disorders like in white and yellow and Enigma. Number one, their eyes are bulgy. They're like one of those chihuahuas with the extra large eyes that are gonna like pop out of its head. Crazy. Okay, so this guy, I think this guy's like 3 or 4 years old. Look at the purple. Here, dude, get in the light. There you go. Look at the purple blotches here. These are this guy is just like want for like a lavender purple project. I got him from Brian at Zoo Guy Geckos to push back into my marble eye projects. Really nice visual marble eye. Yeah, the eyes on those lemon frosts they're cool, but I mean, come on, they're crazy. I wouldn't necessarily want to be spreading that around into people's breeding into people's gene pools. I mean, come on. But, you know, everybody's got their own thing. I've got an Enigma, so I can't talk about, you know, geckos with problems. I bred the translucent leopard geckos, and, I mean, those things, everybody knows how much problems those were for me. You couldn't even get one to stay alive very long. But, yeah, I don't know. If you like the lemon frost, then that's cool. That's... Leopard geckos is all about what you want and what you want to spend your money on, you know? Some people like just lavender stuff. Some people just have whole collections of the subspecies and species. So, I don't know. Lemon frost isn't for me. Not until they can fix those problems. I mean, the eyes, the tumors, and the neurological disorders. Until that's fixed, then I'm not going to be buying any. But that's not to say that I'm saying you guys shouldn't. It's just not for me. I think you guys should buy whatever makes you happy. And if you got $3,000 to spend on one of those guys, or whatever they're charging now, then that's cool. I know Black Knight Lemon Frost is going to be coming out soon. If it hasn't already. Those things look pretty cool. Okay, dude. You can go back in your tub, and we'll let the girl lay her eggs in peace. Try to show you guys as many geckos as I can tonight. Are you still into breeding Pictus as much, or do you it's leopard geckos all the way as far as like definite breeding. I've got all kinds of stuff as pets, so I'm not against Pictus or Picta. I don't know which one is it. Is it Pictus or Picta right now? Because I know that the scientists in charge keep changing everything. It's like crested geckos are not considered rhacodactylus anymore, which is pretty funny. So here is a pure Turkmenicus. My cousin is a leopard gecko breeder, and he hatched a geckos with blue eyes. Wow. Check the description in this video for my website, and contact me and we can talk. Because that's pretty cool. I would be interested in doing some trading. Is it super giant, and is it Tremper or Hetfer Tremper? Because I know that blue eyes, I had some stuff that I got from someone super secret a few years ago. God, that was like 6 years ago. But I don't know if anything came from any of that. I don't know much about geckomorphs. Well, just hit me up on the website, and I don't know, we can talk. Or let me know what your cousin's breeder name is, or website, or Facebook, or I don't know. Do people have websites anymore? I feel like I'm so old doing the whole website thing, and it seems like it's a pretty big waste of money too. Not a lot of. I get like maybe 300 visits every day, like real visits, not the robot crap that. Oh, you looking kind of testy, aren't you? Picked him up backwards. What's your most expensive leopard gecko you have right now? Well, I mean, it really depends. I have a super giant female that's pure, not het for anything, so that would be considered to be pretty expensive. She's only 106 grand, or 109, I think is what she just clocked in at, so that's not super huge. but I also have the only cross-eyed leopard gecko in the world right now. Not eclipse, not snake-eyed, like legitimately strabismus. It's a disorder, I guess, if you want to call it. But you know where people are like cross-eyed, legit. That's one that I've got that I would say is probably priceless to me. I mean, being the only one. But as far as like breeding-wise, she's not really worth anything because that's the way it goes. But I don't know. I've got Beast, the supergiant Tremper Patty. He is huge and pure. He's from the original Murphy Patternless line that was crossed into the Moose supergiant. Moose is like the father of all supergiants. A blue eyes white dragon. You know what would be really cool is if you did a... I mean, if the blue came up in albino, you could do a Diablo Blanco with blue eyes. If the blue transferred over to the Eclipse. That would be pretty cool. What's this? TG 1622. I mean, that blue-eyed thing is sounding pretty cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting my hands on something like that, or even sending some really cool morphs out to be bred with that. But I think everybody's always been chasing that blue dragon because that's just like one of the most popular colors. I mean, I think people are pretty much done with the tangerine and how many white geckos can you make? How many black geckos is there going to be now? I mean, when the Black Knight gets into everything and all the geckos start getting darker, it's going to be just like giants, you know, just like I was talking in the last stream, where breeding size used to be 35 grams. You would have a 6 or 7 inch gecko, 35 grams, proportionately sized. I mean, they looked fat. I've had one. I think I got a video somewhere. It's a tangerine bold stripe eclipse or something like that. So it's only a matter of time before Black Knight gets into every single morph, and every morph starts looking dark. You know, I'm not super thrilled about that, but you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. As long as people keep working with the subspecies and the old genetics, then I don't see there being a problem with the pigments taking over. It's like trying to get tangerine out of a gecko. Once you get it somewhere in there, then it's just in there. I mean, it's like these Mac Eclipses. A Black Knight Supergiant would be pretty cool. Yes, with the blue eyes. Black Knight Supergiant, or White Knight. Did you say Black Knight or White Knight? Either one would be really cool. You know what would be really cool is the Black Knight with the blue eyes. That would be cool. Or really, I mean, any melanistic. Because Black Knight's not the only one. There's quite a few people working on melanistic projects. There's the Black Knight, Black Velvet, Black Pearl. I have the Obsidian project from like the one that I just showed you, that dark guy. Which I've got 2 females that I sent to be bred with the Black Knight. This is a male. I sent to be bred with the Black Knight this year. Eclipse. God, my records are getting so backwards right now. I'm writing everything on a notepad because I haven't found a planner that I like yet this year. So it's kind of messed up. But yeah, I'm really liking the melanistic stuff this year. but everything's going to start turning dark. I don't know if that's a good thing. The tangerine black night crosses are not very pretty. I don't know if you guys know who Paul Allen is from Bright Albino. He did the Bright Albino, their Bell Albinos. But if you listen to the old Late Night Leos episode, he talks about how he did the light side with the Bright Albino, but he was also working on the dark side, and he had some of the original black pearls that Craig Stewart coughed up and let people start working with, and he was working on some really, really nice dark stuff with the tangerines as well as the Bright Albinos. But here is one of my favorite females. This is a pure supergiant female. Not het for anything. Totally pure. She's down to 102 after laying. So not as big as I'd like, but still pretty nice. I'm never gonna complain. Thank you. Yeah, she's one of my favorites. But hopefully, I can see what she was bred to. I forget. Her number is 038. 038. Where are you? Let me check. Okay, so she was bred to that huge marble eye male that I've got. So hopefully I'll be getting some giants that are het for marble eye. Can you show us a female ovulating? Maybe. Let me see here. This female is ovulating. You actually don't have to look for dots underneath. So let me explain this way. A lot of animals, like just how they have different colors on top, they could have body color on their stomach that you can't necessarily see through. So let me finish cleaning her tub, and then I'll go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Because her stomach is very white. So unless she's like got some crazy ovulation going on, you're not going to see it. What I like to do is I like to wait until they're getting this body shape right here so that I know for sure that they're ovulating. Because when you're working with expensive animals, if you breed them and the female is not receptive, then you can just, kiss that male goodbye when you're working with supergiants. I mean, a female can just destroy a male. But now, let's see. Is she going to let me? She's really strong. Oh, she's so strong. Come on, girl. No, she doesn't want to let me. Let me see if I can see. No. Hang on, let her calm down a little. It's funny how they grab onto you with their tail like that. Tell me they don't use their tail for climbing. Okay. So you see her stomach there? She has too white of a stomach. You can't really see anything in there. You see a little bit of veining going on. But what you want to wait for is you see her chubs on her hips right here. That is when her body is starting to change. And you'll go ahead and you'll see that she's going to start developing eggs any day now. And this girl is actually going to start developing her next clutch. So I hope that was a pretty good explanation of why you can't always tell if they're ovulating. Because that's just how it is sometimes. I mean, I don't know. Like the stress that goes into pulling back their tail and doing all that stuff, I don't really think it's worth freaking out the gecko all the time. It really stresses them out. You can lose clutch by bending them back. Like you see when people bend them back over their finger and they just like and show you them ovulating. You can actually mess with the eggs inside, and it's not so fun. So let's go ahead. What did I say she was? 103? 103 grams. 038. Haha. Oi. How about this guy? You okay, little boy? Stay with me there. Okay. You're a male. NW 1503. This is the last wheeler eye I have from when I was breeding these guys. He's gonna be 3 years old. He's 2.5 years old. We didn't have really good luck with the wheeler eye. I ended up actually giving them to Brian at Leopard Geckos. Just keeping Professor X, this little guy. I call him Professor X because of the X on his back. Let me get him into the light so you can see that. See that X on his back? He's pretty cool. But he's one of my favorites. And I probably won't breed him. I'll probably just keep him forever, just the way he is, because he's my little buddy. Let's see if I got some small super worm for you. Here's one. So you see, I do have other species here. I just don't really show a lot of them. He does eat crickets. Give him 5 crickets, or 5 or 6 crickets at a time. He's pretty much a slow grower. He's been very small his whole life. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I'm gonna keep it under an hour. I got some other stuff to go and take care of. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.